Intel just axed over 5,000 jobs. Scale AI cut 14% of its workforce right after Meta dropped $14 billion on them. And get this, nearly 8,000 Steam games now use generative AI. That's 7% of the entire Steam library. The AI revolution isn't coming. It's already here, and it's reshaping everything. Let's dive into today's biggest AI stories. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're breaking down the most significant AI developments that just dropped, and trust me, these stories are going to impact how we think about tech, gaming, and the future of work. So let's get into it. First up, let's talk about these massive layoffs that are sending shockwaves through Silicon Valley. Intel, yes, the chip giant, just announced they're cutting more than 5,000 employees across the United States. And this isn't just a number on a spreadsheet. We're talking about real people in California, Oregon, Arizona, and Texas. Here's what's wild. Intel initially said they'd cut around 1,600 jobs, but then they quadrupled their estimates in Oregon alone, going from 529 to nearly 2,400 layoffs. That's one of the largest workforce reductions in Oregon's history, folks. Santa Clara and Folsom, California, they're losing nearly 2,000 employees combined. Chandler, Arizona went from expecting 172 cuts to almost 700. Now here's the kicker. This is all part of Intel's plan to become leaner and more efficient under their new CEO, Lip-Bu Tan. They're trying to catch up in the AI race against companies like TSMC and NVIDIA. But the human cost? It's staggering. These aren't just numbers. These are engineers, technicians, and support staff who've dedicated years to the company. But wait. It gets crazier. Scale AI, a company that literally just received a $14.3 billion investment from Meta, is laying off 14% of its workforce. That's 200 full-time employees and 500 contractors. And here's the ironic part. Their interim CEO, Jason Droege, admitted they ramped up Gen AI capacity too quickly and created excessive bureaucracy. Think about that timing. Meta drops billions on them, poaches their CEO Alexander Wang to lead their new Superintelligence labs, and boom, massive layoffs. The fallout? Google's reportedly planning to cut a $200 million contract with Scale AI. Microsoft and xAI are reviewing their partnerships. It's a domino effect, and workers are caught in the middle. Now let's shift gears to something that's going to blow your mind. Remember when AI in games was just a gimmick? Well, those days are gone. According to a new report from Totally Human Media, 7,118 games on Steam now disclose using generative AI. That's 7% of Steam's entire library of over 114,000 games. But here's the really crazy part. In April 2024, that number was only around 1,000 games. We're talking about an 8-fold increase in just over a year. And if we look at just 2025, nearly 20% of all new games released this year are using AI in some form. 1 in 5 games. So what are they using it for? Well, about 60% are using AI for visual assets, generating textures, characters, backgrounds, you name it. But it's not just graphics. Games are using AI for dynamic storytelling that adapts to your choices, NPCs that respond to voice commands, procedurally generated worlds based on text prompts, AI-generated music and sound effects, even full voice acting. Some games like AI Roguelite are getting 82% positive reviews for their AI integration. Players are calling it supercharged AI dungeon with incredible freedom. But there's also backlash. Some gamers refuse to buy anything with AI, seeing it as a threat to human creativity and jobs. Speaking of talent wars, let's talk about the massive moves happening at the top of the AI world. Jason Wei, the OpenAI researcher who worked on their groundbreaking O3 and deep research models, just jumped ship to Meta's brand new Superintelligence labs. This is huge, folks. Wei was instrumental in developing some of OpenAI's most advanced reasoning models. And remember that Scale AI CEO we mentioned? Alexander Wang is now leading Meta's entire AI superintelligence effort. Meta's basically buying up all the top AI talent they can get their hands on. But it gets even wilder. Anthropic, the makers of Claude, just rehired 2 developers, Boris Cherny and Kat Wu, who left to join Cursor just 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks. The AI talent market is so hot right now that companies are literally stealing employees back and forth like it's a game of musical chairs. Now for the cool stuff. The actual AI innovations dropping this week. AWS just launched Amazon Bedrock Agent Core. This is Amazon's answer to the AI agent revolution. Businesses can now deploy AI agents that analyze data and write code autonomously. We're talking about AI that doesn't just chat with you, it actually does things. Runway dropped their Act 2 motion capture model. This is next-generation stuff. AI that can capture and animate character movements better than ever before. Game developers, filmmakers, content creators, this changes everything for animation. And here's something that caught my eye. OpenAI is adding Google Cloud Platform to their list of suppliers. They're not just relying on Microsoft anymore. They've got CoreWeave, Oracle, and now Google. This diversification shows just how massive the compute requirements are getting for these AI models. Let's zoom out for a second and talk about what all this means. 75% of S&P 500 companies now list AI as a risk factor in their SEC filings. 3/4, they're worried about ethical concerns, operational disruptions, and yes, job displacement. We're seeing a fundamental shift in how companies operate. They're not cutting costs because they're struggling. Microsoft reported $70 billion in revenue while cutting 15,000 jobs. They're restructuring for an AI-first world. The message is clear: adapt or get left behind. Whether you're a developer integrating AI into your Steam game, a tech worker worried about layoffs, or a company trying to stay competitive, AI isn't the future anymore. It's the present. So, what do you think about all these developments? Are we moving too fast with AI? Not fast enough? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video valuable, smash that like button and subscribe for more AI news breakdowns. I'll be back next week with more updates from the rapidly evolving world of artificial intelligence. Until then, stay curious, stay informed, and remember, in the age of AI, the only constant is change. Peace out.